Hello everybody, and welcome to a Core Set 2021 draft here on the channel. Before I dive in, I do want to remind you that if you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment in the comment section down below with any questions or feedback. You can catch me streaming live at twitch.tv/NicolaiBolas. Yeah, I get that now, Milk Crate. I thought you were just, messing with me at first. But yeah, opening things up here, we have 9 lives, which I have heard is better than I thought it was from people that I discussed it with. I still don't think it's the pick here, but gaining like essentially 9 creatures attacking me is very like a lot of life in a lot of situations. Sometimes it can gain you like around like 20 life if your opponent's hitting with you with some big creatures. So that is a lot of life and can make 9 lives a potent card, especially in a Flyers deck. I think in this pack, the best cards are definitely these uncommons, Riddle Form and Watcher of Spheres. Riddle Form fits really well into a blue-red spells deck. Enabling this one is fairly easy in that deck, and you can get a lot of nice hits in. And Watcher of Spheres works really well in a Flyers deck, where you can obviously make your Flyers cheaper. I think Riddle Form is slightly less committal, because you can... No, you can't just... You can destroy it yourself if you... But you can't. You wouldn't need to, because when it leaves battlefield, you lose the game. But yeah, Riddle Form is really nice in a blue-red deck, which I think I'd like to try drafting. This is also kind of like a gold card, similar to this one, because the Watcher of Spheres is a blue-white card, and this one's secretly a red-blue card. But I think red-blue is a great color combination, so I'm happy to try drafting that one. Okay, moving on to pack 2. If I had started off with Watcher of Spheres, I think Gale Super would be a real consideration. It still is, because it's a very good common. I think the Archetype Vessel is quite poor. It just not a high enough impact card. Tavern Swindler, not a card I'm a huge fan of. Palladium Mirror is quite nice. It does ramp you up nicely, but you do kind of want to be in a green deck and have some top end to make this card good. Which is not necessarily going to happen in my blue decks, though Spined Megalodon is fine to ramp into. There is also an Opt, which is a great way to trigger the Riddle Form. I think Opt is definitely a powerful card in this set, especially in the red-blue deck. I think pure I'm going to take the Palladium Mirror, though, over the Opt. If I end up in red-blue, I should be able to get Opts, even though it is a pretty good card. And Palladium Mirror just leaves me open to being other color combinations other than just a red-blue deck. If I knew I was going to be red-blue, I would take the Opt, because I think it would be better than the Mirror. But I like to stay open. I like to keep my options flexible. And Gale Super is also a fine card, but I think I would go Palladium Mirror, then Opt, and then Gale Super. Okay, and this is where we have a decision point, because Roaming Ghostlight is a great blue common, and it is a really good one to ramp out with Palladium Mirror. Turn 3 Palladium Mirror, turn 4 Ghostlight is a pretty nice tempo play, especially for blue decks that don't have a lot of top-end ramp. Silver Smoke Ghoul is more of a black-white gold card. I say this, when I say something X gold card when it's a single colored card, I mean that it's a card that's not really going to thrive outside of that deck. So Riddle Form is technically a single blue card, but you don't really want to play it outside of a blue-red deck. Similarly, Silver Smoke Ghoul, you don't really want to play outside of a black-white deck. Sure, you can play it in a sacrifice deck, like a black-red deck, and get some value from sacrificing it, but you're not going to be gaining a ton of life, so it's much worse in those decks. I think Roaming Ghostlight is quite powerful. I think Battle Rattle Shaman is quite good. Leafkin Avenger is good and works with the ramp plan that the Palladium Mirror kind of wants. But I think here we're just going to take the Roaming Ghostlight, stick to the Riddle Form that we already have, which is quite a powerful option. Because this is one of the top commons. Actually, yeah, I don't really want to commit for a gold card at the moment, so let's just take the Roaming Ghostlight here. And now there's a Spellgorger Weird for if I'm going into this blue-red deck, which doesn't look like that bad of an option here. I think Pestilent Haze is pretty solid. Dismal Backwater solid. Drowsing Tyrannodon, if I was going for more of a ramp strategy, would also be solid. I don't think Palladium Mirror is unplayable in a blue-white deck, in a blue-red deck, by the way. And I think Spellgorger Weird is going to fit with a lot of the same cards that I want with my Riddle Forms. So I think I'm going to take this. There are a couple white cards. Gale Super is a pretty solid one. There's a Keen Glidemaster, which is a fine 2-drop. So let's just take the Spellgorger Weird here, and then be aware that we are seeing some white, in case blue-white ends up being relatively open. And now another Spellgorger Weird is fantastic. I think this is one of the better red commons too, so getting that is nice. And at this point, I think I'm probably just going to try to play blue-red spells. Fabled Passage is a solid card just for fixing your mana, but we're not going to need to fix our mana that much. Unsubstantiate would be okay with our Spells Matter cards, but we're just going to keep getting the spells payoffs, and then try to pick up some Opts, some Crash Throughs, things like that. And now in this pack, there is a Frantic Inventory. I like taking that over the Teferi's Protege. If I get a Frantic Inventory early, I can potentially establish myself as the Frantic Inventory drafter. And given that I have 3 payoffs already that just care about me casting instants and sorceries, even just playing 1 copy of this card might be fine in my deck, depending on how it ends up. Teferi's Protege is fine, but I'd rather have the card filtering role filled by Thrill of Possibility, like the discard extra land stuff by Thrill of Possibility, which is a spell for my payoffs. So let's just take the Frantic Inventory. I don't really love Furious Rise because a lot of my cards don't trigger it on their own. They would need some support for that. Here, I'm just going to take the Sanctum of Shattered Heights. I think this is a perfect opportunity to pick one up, because if I then see the blue one, I can just slot both of them into my deck, and then I have a nice little Sanctum package. So nice to see this one. And now there is a Hobble Fiend as a 2-drop. There's also just a Crash Through, which I think is going to be better for my deck. Hobble Fiend is a fine 2-drop. I don't think it's bad by any means, but I don't think I'm going to have a ton of fodder lying around for it. And I love getting just Crash Through to trigger all my stuff. So I think this is an interesting pick here between these 2 cards. But I think in my deck, I'm going to want to make sure I get enough cantrips, and then I can just find 2-drops whenever. This is a pretty solid 2-drop, though. I do think it's a good card. And Goblin Arsonist is okay. I think we're going to take the Windscarred Crag, because there is a non-zero chance that if we get enough if we get the white Sanctum, that we might play that as just a way to enable the other Sanctums. The thing is I don't hate the Swindler. It's not like I would not play it, but I feel like it's gonna not perform as well as people think it will, because it just doesn't net you life in the long run. And also, I think the life gain matters cards are way less frequent than people think they are. Okay, and then we'll just take a Short Sword. It does trigger things like Riddle Form and Spellgorge are weird, because those just care about non-creatures. And you can sometimes just play this when you're in a pinch. We're not going to be playing a Scoured Barrens. Battle Rattle Shaman is definitely fantastic. I'm not sure how good it is in this deck, but we'll take it and see. But it's definitely a good card in a lot of the red decks, just because it just makes any of your creatures into a card that must be dealt with. So I think this card's a little bit underrated at the moment. Thank you so much, Brotkan Mer, for the subscription. I appreciate that support. Currently, we're not playing Short Sword or the land. Our deck is looking pretty good here, though. Don't really love the Palladium Mirror in this deck either. What are we ramping up to? Nothing really. But we have a good start for our deck here. I think I would rather have an Opt than a Palladium Mirror by a decent margin, now that I have 2 Spellgorgers and a Riddle Form. But you can't know what you're going to end up with at the time. Yeah, I think the idea is that you'll generally have enough life for it to work out. I think we'll just take the Tyrannodon. We're never going to have to play Silent Dart, and if we open up some crazy green bomb, we could abandon blue for it. Similarly with black. We might want to Wish Coin Crab, though. Okay, Gnarled Sage. So green is looking pretty open. We could be a green-red deck still. Well, this is not a playable rare, and this is a fantastic addition to a blue-red spells deck, so we're going to be jamming Experimental Overload here. Take it over Shipwreck Dowser, which is also a great card. But with that, we're going to be moving into our blue-red deck more firmly. Green did look pretty open at the end of that pack, but we have a lot of payoffs for a blue-red deck, and I think Experimental Overload is fantastic. Shipwreck Dowser is pretty nice as well, but I think this is generally going to be creating a bigger creature, and it also triggers my Spellgorger Weirds and stuff when I cast it. So we're going to just hope to get some good red removal here. So yeah, we'll take this. If we weren't taking that, we'd take Shipwreck Dowser, and then after that, we'd probably take Sure Strike, just because it's a pretty nice combo with my Spells Matter cards. And now we can take Sky Scanner. We're not going to splash Faith Fetters, though. Maybe we could. We do have this Windscarred Crag already. Faith Fetters was pretty impressive for me yesterday. I think we could consider splashing it, especially if we got some ways to discard it to draw. Get discarded if we can't cast it, any Thrill of Possibilities, which we will be taking for this deck. There's also Sky Scanner, which is just a good card. What are we missing out on? We're missing out on a Pitchburn Devils, which is a pretty solid card, I must say. It's a pretty good one. Also, or a Hobble Fiend or something. Faith's Fetters is a pretty high upside pick. But I think we're just going to want to stick to 2 colors here. And let's just take either the 2-drop or the Pitchburn, which I think the Pitchburn's a little bit better. So let's just take the Pitchburn over the Sky Scanner. Soul Seer is a fantastic addition to the deck. It's a removal spell, really efficient, and it also triggers all my stuff, so nothing else is even close here. Roman Ghostlight is a nice card, but we're going to just get the Soul Seer. Waker of Waves is a fantastic addition to the deck. Just a nice top-end card that can fuel my graveyard, things like that. There's also a Keen Glidemaster, which I do like, with things like Spellgorge are weird, but I think that the Waker of Waves is just good enough that it's worth taking. Yeah, but we are that gold color combination, so I don't think that matters as much. Palladium Mirror definitely getting back in the deck now that we have a big 7-drop to ramp into and another 5-drop. And nice Spells Matter payoff here. We're definitely going to take this good 2-drop over the cantrips. Crash Through might wheel. Opt is good, but we just got to get the Heartfire Immolator. It's a removal spell. It's also just a great 2-drop. Oh, I don't think Overload's going to wheel, but oh, that's an interesting point. I think I'm just going to take the more powerful card because I don't think either's going to wheel. If I was going white, how would I rate the land? If I was going white, this land would definitely not be in the consideration over the Opt or the Crash Through, but I would take it over the Chandra's Pyreling, I think. And now Chandra's Magma. Just got to get those premium 2-drops. I think Turn to Slag is a pretty good card. How many instants? We have 4 instants and sorceries right now, so we are going to want to make sure we get those. But I don't think we want Turn to Slag over just a premium 2-drop for our deck. There was a pretty good, what's it called? Green card, Hunter's Edge was in that pack still. We'll take it to Home Anima. It's going to be okay maybe in our deck. Probably better than Wishcoin Crab. Wow, so there's Kinetic Augur, which normally would be a great card in this type of archetype, but we don't really have the instants and sorceries to make this card great. Like, we only have 4 instants and sorceries, so I'm kind of just want to take Shock here over Kinetic Augur, because we already have a good decent amount of payoffs, and I kind of just want to make sure we get enough spells. So I think we're going to take this over Opt. I think this is a really close pick, but since I don't have a ton of interaction, I'm just going to take the Shock here. I think I would take subsequent Opts over that. Okay, now we get a Sure Strike. And we'll just take this because we can, but we're not going to play it. Yeah, so. Goblin Arsonist, sure. But yeah, that was a really close pick. Now we have 6 instants and sorceries combined, which is nice. We have another removal spell. But I think the Shock versus Kinetic Augur was a really close pick, but I think we just wanted the Shock ultimately. We're definitely planning on playing this Frantic Inventory. Oh my gosh, the Opt wheeled. That's huge for this deck. This is actually a really good card, and I'm really happy that wheeled. That's actually huge. Because now we have 7. Okay, the Sanctum isn't making the deck right now unless we get the blue Sanctum as well. Okay, big moment here. Whoo, nice. Nice little spells pay off here. 5-mana 3/3 Prowess Flyer is already good, and then you can make it cost less pretty easily. I think after that, it's pretty close. Tolarian Kraken is great. Hellkite Punisher is great. Goblin Wizardry is great as a spell that also cares about other spells. And then Shock is also good. I think a red card is going to wheel for me in this pack because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 good red cards, and there's no way every person takes a red card, especially with things like Llanowar Visionary, Tolarian Kraken, Bazu's Acolyte. This pack is stacked. Like, it's just got a ton of great cards in it. If this was a pack 1 pick one, it'd be a close pick as well. And now there's between Rousing Reed and Shock. I think we're going to take the Rousing Reed. Rousing Reed is just really good, and it works fantastically with things like Spellgorger Weird to give them flying. I think Shock is nice as well, though, but a lot of my cards care about casting non-creature spells, so like this non-creature, this is non-creatures, and so I like just... This isn't instants and sorceries, but a lot of my stuff is non-creatures, so Rousing Reed really fits in nicely. And one of the Shocks might wheel, and I don't want to play too many Shocks in my deck. And here, it's between Mistral Singer and Goblin Wizardry. I'm not going to take a second Sanctum. If I had a blue Sanctum already, I might take the Sanctum. But I think it's going to be between Wizardry and Singer. What's my curve looking like? Singer's good, but I'm going to take the Wizardry because I like having access to 2 prowess creatures instead of 1. And I do have a few 3-drops already. Actually, I'm just going to take the Singer. This has got to be the better. It's nice to have evasion and stuff. That's a really close pick, though. And now there's another Rousing Reed. This deck is really coming together, shaping up nicely. Over Sure Strike pretty easily. Unsubstantiate's okay, but I think we'll just take Turn to Slag as a removal spell. We don't have a ton of removal. We have... This does not... It's not a removal. This is a removal. That's kind of removal. That's removal, so we only have a couple removal spells, so this is going to be better than Unsubstantiate. And now Spellgorger Weird versus Kinetic Augur. How many instants and sorcery do we have now? We have 8. I think Spellgorger Weird's just better, right? This does have Trample, but it costs 1 more mana. Yeah, I think I'm going to just take the Spellgorger Weird. I think it's better. We'll have to see, but I think Spellgorger is better, especially because I have 2 Rousing Reeds, which works with Spellgorger but not with the other guy. And now we can either take a Crash Through or a Swiftwater Cliffs. So currently we're at 24 cards. All my spells are pretty solid. Crash Through would be an upgrade to some of them, though. But I'm just going to take the land, because getting color screwed is really rough. And I do have like double colored on both colors, so we just want to make sure we have good mana. A 4th Spellgorger Weird, eh? And we have 11 non-creatures right now, so we'll definitely take that over the Crash Through. And Goblin Wizardry is definitely the pick now. Over that pretty easily. We might even get some more of them. Don't want Lofty Denial. I guess I'll take Tome Anima. Though we're not going to play it. We're not going to play this Tome Anima either. Oh my gosh. Another Goblin Wizardry or a Crash Through. I kind of want just to Crash Through. Dig through my deck, find my stuff. Works super well with Spellgorger Weirds and things like that. But that was a close pick as well. Wow, Kinetic Augur came back. I will play it. I have 10 instants and sorceries now. Okay, so let's just see. We don't need Frantic Inventory. We kind of got there already, I think. I don't know if we want Palladium Mirror. Let's cut Palladium Mirror. Battle Rattle Shaman. Frantic Inventory. This Crash Through versus the second Goblin Wizardry was so close. We have 9 instants and sorceries. And then our last cut is going to be Pitchburn Devils, I think. Yeah, 1 Frantic Inventory can get there if you don't get there on like Crash Throughs. It can be fine if you don't get there on like Crash Throughs and stuff. We could also run 16 lands in this deck. But I think with things like Master of the Waves to top us off, Stormlight Entity, Kinetic Augur, Rousing Reed, we're not going to struggle if we on like hitting our lands. We also have this as a mana sink. This is my first mana sync draft on my own account, but I did get to do some on my free preview account yesterday. Yep, I think this is going to be good. I think this card is good, but I think my deck is too powerful for it. Yeah, this is going to be great. I think the Goblin Wizardry versus second Crash Through pick was really close. But I don't have the a ton of spells where I cast a ton in one turn, so it's going to be interesting. I don't think 4 weirds is too much. We have 12 non-creatures, so it's going to be fantastic. But yeah, let's see how our colors look. We have way more red than blue, but we do have some double blue stuff. But I think we want to bias towards red. So let's add one of those and cut one of those. Because a lot of our early drops are red. And we want to be able to cast Crash Through and other things in multiple turns, so having double red is really important. So yeah, that's going to do it for the draft portion. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you folks in the matches.
Before I get to the matches, I want to give a huge shout out to all of my patrons over at patreon.com/NicolaiBolas, especially those who support at the credits level. I really do appreciate all of your support. If you would like to give back to my channel, help me continue producing high quality content, and unlock some pretty cool rewards in the process, be sure to check out the Patreon at patreon.com/NicolaiBolas. But without further ado, let's get to the matches.
We have a great hand here. We're going to keep it. We're going to lead with Island, and then we're going to cast the Opt. It's not always good to cast our spells card, but I think that since we don't have a Spellgorger Weird to play on turn 3, we're going to play it now to try and find it. Well, that's a good one. We'll keep that. Lead with the Magmut, because we can't Rousing Read something to turn on a Riddle form right now. They could have Shock up, so I'm just gonna lead with the Riddle form, I think. And then we'll ping them. It's non-creatures. This is going to bait them to attack me with their Snare Spinner. Nope. Okay, did not work. The plan was not a success. Okay. So I can cast this turn. Oh, this only costs 1 and a blue. Nice. So I can also Rousing Read this turn, but I think I just want to get this guy into play. And I'm going to trade these off, because that way my Stormwing entity can do some work. Okay, so this into Crash Through is going to be good next turn, and then I'll hit a land drop too. So that seems good to me. This is going to hit hard. Yikes. Bummer. This is a little bit worrisome. Okay. Hopefully this Waker of Waves is good when I land that. Ooh, Soul Seer is huge. Okay, we're just gonna discard a land here. I think Kinetic Augur is gonna be good. We're fine making this trade. Okay, nice. So if we don't draw a land... If we draw a land, we'll play this. If we don't, we can play this. They have one card, so I'm fine right now. Okay. We're going to discard this one. Because casting this is a priority, and this is just going to be a 2/2 because we've kind of exhausted our resources. Igneous Cur, that's okay. Okay, they have mana to pump this a couple times, so I didn't want to use this to attack at the moment. Three, four. So what could they have that kills this? If I also attacked with this, they would have to chump probably. This doesn't tap for mana. Wow, the Waker of Waves was so clutch. I probably should have attacked with these other cards, but yeah. Yeah, the Waker of Waves stopped them from killing it because it didn't tap for mana anymore. Nice. Pretty good hand here. We're on the play. We can cycle a Crash through. Hopefully find a Spellgorger Weird to curve this Kinetic Augur into. Nice. We're going to wait on these cantrips until we have our Spellgorger Weird in play. Ooh, my first time playing against that deck. That'll be fun. Oh, you're a turn late Heartfire Emulator. Next turn, though, I can cast it if I draw a land off my Crash through or my Opt. Oh, sorry. I choked on my water. We're going to start with Crash Through because it will give us the most information. Okay, so now we know that we need to find... Yeah, I guess we don't need to find anything. We can just play this Riddle form. We're not going to attack this turn because if they have a Swift response, it can kill this. Okay, now we can attack. They can kill this now, but at least they don't use the mana on our turn. So far this card has yet to do much. Oh yeah, it's so funny. I think we're going to actually play the Goblin Wizardry. It's a pretty nice threat here. Works well with Rousing Read into Opt next turn. So far, Crash Through versus the Goblin Wizardry. I think Crash Through was the correct pick, because it just helps fuel my stuff. Okay, this is going to be good. That's good. We don't need that many lands, so we're fine here. We can give this thing flying when they tap out next time. We could also kill this with our Heartfire Emulator. I like getting all my threats into play and then triggering them with my opts and things like that. Oh, any more life? So for 2 mana, they can't kill this for the mana they have up, I don't think, unless I tap it. So I feel pretty safe going for a Rousing Read on this next turn. And I can discard this mountain. Hitting a land wouldn't be the worst here. Because I do have Rousing Read next turn to draw into another spell. Ooh. The Acolyte. Hello. So I can do this into Opt. Or into... Oh, this already has Trample. Save 1 card. If I give this +2/+1... If I cast this card on this. And I attack with it. Or if I put this onto a token. Let's do this to get 2 prowess triggers. And make a 4/4 in the process. Turn to Slack has got to be good. If they have kill tap creature and eat this for free, that would be good for them, but they didn't have that on their turn. I think they would have used it. Yep, that's fine. Next turn I can either turn to Slag for lethal, or I can Rousing Read onto this guy. Okay, I guess turn to Slag might make more sense. Let's just see. Let's consider our options here. We can just play Mistral Singer and Spellgorger Weird too. That's another option. There wasn't, unless I used Rousing Read and hit a spell, which was okay, decently likely. I don't think I can kill them that turn. I can't force them to chump everything, like they had to chump, and I think I win then that way, but I think I'll win this way too. And it doesn't rely on drawing anything from Rousing Read. This way I don't get blown out by a removal spell. Got the win. Feels good. Ooh, almost in plat 3. I'll see you in the next round, folks. Another round. We win the die roll. We're going to keep it. Go first. We're not going to play our card. We'll hold up shock, but try to save it until after we have 2 Spell Gorgers in play. This is one of my favorite archetypes I've had. I liked my green-blue card draw deck. It was actually kind of just a ramp deck, too. We are going to discard the Waker of Waves this time. I'm going to be disciplined about it. What the heck? So I can shock and play my Stormwing entity? What the heck? Well, that's unreal. Feels slightly unfair. Okay, so we don't want that, but we do want the crash through. So next turn we can go Spellgorge of Weird tap land, and the next turn Spellgorge of Weird and crash through. This game is over, I feel like. I think I'm happy that this is a crash through instead of a wizardry. Then the turn after I can go Immolator plus Sure Strike. This is not a fair deck. We can Rousing Read a Spellgorger next turn. Sure. If they don't block, the Sure Strike is lethal. So we do 6 damage. Actually, it'll have 7 power, so we can kill all of them. Yeah, that wasn't really remotely close. I'll see you folks in the next round. We've promoted up to Platinum 3. That was fun. I'll see you in the next one. Okie doke. Well, we're going to keep this and hope that we hit an island so we can play our Stormwing entity on turn 3. Definitely not going to play it before then. Oh, now it doesn't matter. We can just shock plus entity. Does that change anything? Probably not. I think we lead with the mountain because shocking a 2-drop is more likely to be something we want to do. Okay, we're definitely going to shock that. I guess we could have waited and done our entity on the same turn, which would have been better. So I really messed that one up. Yikes, I'm terrible. What a play. Don't really want that card. Yeah. Yeah, I botched that one pretty badly. My bad. I saw it and I was like, oh, I have to kill it, but I could have got my Stormwing entity into play this turn instead of a Chandra's Magma, so mistakes happen to everyone. This is the lesson, chat. It is the lesson. Now I have to wait until turn 5 to play this with my Soul Seer. We're going to save our Overload to get back our Soul Seer. We're going to remember to wait this time. We can afford to be a little bit more aggressive with this Soul Seer. Goblin Wizardry gets a lot worse when we don't have, when they have an 0-4 in play to just block the 1/1s. So yeah, I messed this up. If I had this in play for 3 turns, we would have won easily, I think. As it is, it's going to be a closer game, but probably still going to end up on my side. Oh, that's a close one. I think we're just going to want to keep all of our resources, though. This game's not going to end anytime too soon, so I don't need to only block creatures with flying. Okay. Deploy my 2 threats. Next turn I can Experimental Overload back a Shock or a Soul Seer. Boom. Let's go. Got the win. Well, this hand is ludicrous. Perfect. I'll look at the deck after this game ends. But yeah, this hand is fantastic. 2-drop, 3-drop spell. I did start the recording. Perfect. Ah, they've got the Mastery Pass with the creepy dog that looks really sad. Ooh, a green deck. Nice. Okay, I would have been a little bit more sad to see Drowsing Tyrannodon there, but this can be a good card. Immolator into Singer into Pumping Immolator is nice, though, with Rousing Reed. 3 top, eh? Okay, the Hidden Island. I think I'll probably lead with the Spellgorger Weird now. You pretty much always want to get that down as soon as possible. It becomes really close if they play Lore Scale Coatl here, because I really want to be able to kill that with this. No attacks. Sure. I'm going to trade the Fire Immolator for it, because I would have done that anyway. I have not. Okay, this game's looking quite good for us now. I don't really care about them attacking me. Ooh, what don't I want here? Probably the Spellgorger Weird. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We'll discard Waker of Waves here. See what we shall see. Yikes. Battlefield. What's in our graveyard? Crash through. That could be good enough. Okay, so we can go Goblin Wizardry plus Sure Strike. We can go Experimental Overload plus Crash Through. That would make this into a 7-powered Trampler. And this into a 4-powered Trampler. So then we have 11 power of Trample coming in. And they would have to jump with 2 of their guys. Trigger. I think I want to give Trample next turn. Because that way I can just win this type of game. Ooh. Got there. Because they have to chump this turn anyway, pretty much. Got the win. See you folks in the next round. On the play, and we're once again going to keep. We don't have as many blue sources. We only have 8 blue sources in the deck, one of which comes in tapped. Yeah, Rolling Wisdom. It's one of the things you can spend Bolas bucks on, which are the currency you get for watching the stream, just for watching. And so it just is a nice way to reward viewers that are like long-time viewers. They just hang out and chat, and it's awesome. Immolator into Spellgorger Weird, and then when we find a blue source, we'll be set. We can go Riddle Form into Rousing Read on something. This is going to be good. Not going to run our Riddle... Well, that was a disaster. Yeah, the classic. Country Roads is a great one. Perfect. Yeah, the karaoke one's a tricky one. I'm not sure if it's allowed within copyright on a lot of those things. Like, it's not like I'm selling the song, because it's not like I post that song to YouTube or anything, but I don't want to get flagged, and they've been flagging a lot of things recently. We'll play around the Force Spike variant. Sure. So I just need to enable this 2 more times. So we'll play the Chandra's Magmut, and then we'll start scrying with this. It's also nice not to turn this on when they have all their mana up to kill it. And this is actually a threat they'll have to kill because it pings them every turn. Wow. They have 3 cards in hand, one of which is a fresh card. We're tapping it on their turn. Interesting. Well, that's a bold strategy. Well, Rousing Reed just ends the game, so... Actual best draw. Put it onto this guy. Got the win. That, yeah. Whew, that was a sweet one. I'll see you in the next round. We're 6-0. A fantastic hand. We just need to draw some spells, which we can do because we have a lot of good ones. 2-drop, 3-drop, 4-drop. Except it's a 3-drop, but 3-drop plus opt. That would be the dream. Immolator is such a good 2-drop in this deck. This will be good once we find another spell. I think Scotty Nada won it. Zelodonia. Wow, pretty much exactly what I drew up. Yes, they attacked me. Foolish mortal. We'll do this first to see what we draw. I'm so glad that they did not decide to do the keep it back and use Death Touch technique. Three white sources, 7 blues, 5 blacks, 4 reds. No! Bummer. No! Dang it. No songs, Tissue King, right now. I'm recording. Also, I need to... Yeah, I think I say that in the thing when I'm not doing a chill stream. I don't do songs. So we went a little bit too aggro here this game, probably. Got punished. We're just gonna scry. Oh, LOL Tissue King. Yeah, if you ever have a song request, just let me know when I'm actually playing songs. We could lose this game. Ghostlight's good. So if we bounce the Gale Swooper, and we'll still be alive. We want to trade this with this. Well, I suck. Why did I do that? I had to bounce the Gaggle Master. I'm so bad. Yeah, that was actively bad. Yeah, because I need to be able to block that on the ground. Whoops. I had to bounce one of the four. I had to bounce the Gaggle Master or I died, and I messed that one up completely. Well, that was unfortunate. I got really wrecked by feet of resistance, but, you know, I think I could have played that game way better and probably won. If I just developed my threats instead of playing for, like, the short game, aggressive, make 2 spells in that one turn, then I think I would have won, so. Or had a much better chance of winning. Like, if I played the Mistral Singer before I did the Experimental Overload line. So, yeah, that was definitely my bad, and I'll see you folks in the final round. Hopefully final round. We're going to keep this hand on the play. I did mess up that last round, so in this one for redemption a little bit. That's hilarious, say Yoho. Everyone loves the push-up reward. Hey, we hit a land, nice. I do 40 push-ups BSB. Thank you so much, Say Yoho, for the subscription. I really appreciate that support. I think I discard Waker of Waves, maybe? Or Kinetic Augur. Kinetic Augur is pretty solid, but it helps me not flood out in this game. I can see Heartfire Emulator being the card to get rid of. Let's get rid of Heartfire Emulator. I don't think I'm blocking, especially because I know they have, like, +1/+1 and protection card feed of resistance. We draw a land. No, we did not draw a land. Let's kill the 3/3. Now we won't attack because we just want to stabilize because we have so many great cards in hand. And they're mana screwed, and they can't attack with feet of resistance. Do they have Titanic? Well, if they have Titanic, it's just a 1-for-1. Okay, it's Titanic. Perfect. That's okay. Soap Rabbit. Interesting. Fear me, for I am the powerful Soap Rabbit. We're not going to block here. Our guy's going to get really scary. Okay, I changed my mind. We're blocking. We have such a good hand that I don't want to die. Seems greedy not to block. Just gonna get a land. Now that I have 5 lands, I think I can just safely not block and just use Roman Ghostlight to bounce this. That's no ordinary rabbit. It's a soap rabbit. Rabbit of soap. This card's irritating. Gonna bounce the Hallow Blade, I think. And I'll trade these off. Kinetic Augur can pitch this mountain. That's no ordinary rabbit. Well, that was a fantastic series of draws. Streamers like to complain, Gilhole, and I'm really liking the set so far. It's been fun. They have all spells in hand. Okay. Perfect. Oh, yeah. Let's start things off with an opt. Don't want an island. Drew one anyway, perfect. So I can discard both my lands. If they have destroy a tapped creature, they can use that, but I don't think they will. Beautiful, and I even hit a mountain. So we got rid of a nice land pocket there, and we still have all of our stuff to do. Okay, so I think we would block here and take 5. They can't have a combat trick out to kill me. Because we don't want another creature to die to make this thing grow. They have Defiant Strike up now. We're going to play our land. We have another Rousing Reed, but this way we can scry and also hold up our shock. So we already discarded our Waker. We could find another roaming Ghostlight. Hopefully this works. I guess this thing grows now. I could have done this to make them discard another card. They could have Defiant Strike, Feat of Resistance, both of which wreck me. Truffle Snout? Okay. I don't know why I made that a creature. That was bad. Let us scry. Okay, that's a good draw. They might just be dead here. Soul Seer. Nine, 12, 16. I'm not going to risk it on my this being a game, because if they have kill a tap creature, I get so owned. So we're just going to do this. They do have destroy a tap creature. See, that's why I'm glad I didn't attack with that guy. Like, I could have gotten, like, opt, and then, like, this would have been 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, so it would have been lethal, but I didn't want to risk it. Okay, that's definitely keep on top there. Don't really want the Magmut. Yeah, not every set has to be rocket science. Oh, yes! Got to the maximum wins with blue-red spells. This deck was absolutely fantastic. And I'm so happy we got to draft it and try it out. If you are watching this on YouTube and you made it all the way till the end of the draft, remember to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any future videos, and leave a comment in the comment section down below. Leave a hashtag blue-red dominance to let me know you made it all the way to the end, because that, quite frankly, wasn't very close in most of those games. So let me leave that hashtag to let me know you made it all the way to the end of the video. Remember to check out the Twitch stream at twitch.tv/NicolaiBolas. You can join the free community Discord server for the NicolaiBolas community. There will be a link to that in the description and pinned comment. And you can also support me directly via the Patreon, patreon.com/NicolaiBolas. You can buy cards with my affiliate link, which is also linked in the description and pinned comment. I want to show one final image of the deck so people can see what we're battling with. This is the classic MTG Arena glitch. It happens to everybody from time to time. No need to be worried. It happens to everyone. For those of you that watched till the very end, I thank you. This deck finally came back up. It was a fantastic run. I really enjoyed it, and I hope you did too. I'll talk to you folks next time.